Nobody will love you if you don't love yourself. Hi babes, it's me Emma. Welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if you're new, have fun, and I hope that you're actually going to learn something from me now. And today's topic is a bit of an interesting one because it's something that can be mixed up pretty easily. And I wanted to clarify some things and also help you with actually loving yourself, because personally, I can say for me that I am a person who loves themselves, and I am still working on me being my best self. It's a process that you cannot do in days, weeks, or even months. It takes you many more months or weeks or days than you actually think, and even years. So I want to actually talk about what self-love is, how you can achieve it, and how to not go into narcissism, because there is this fine line between self-love and narcissism, and it's something that I really am seeing that is getting mixed up pretty often actually, and that bothers me because self-love is all about actually respecting yourself, and if you love yourself and respect yourself, you will be able to show love to everyone else. But if you're narcissistic and you just think that you're better than everyone else, which is something that today's society wants you to think, that you are more worthy than other people and that you deserve more things than other people, nobody said that. Who said that? Who said that system up? It is really a problem nowadays. Maybe you haven't seen it now, but it's definitely something that I've seen. And also, people who are narcissistic and seem like they love themselves so much are actually the one who have the lowest self-esteem. And you may be really surprised by that, but it's actually true. And if you know someone who is narcissistic, you can see that because they always want to see other people fail. They don't want to see that people are doing better than them, or there is someone who is doing anything or just being better in a better place. And that's awful, because we should always help other people and just allow them to also be best. In today's society, as I said, narcissism is something that is like brought up a lot, but through a mask, because I think that self-love that these people are giving you today is actually narcissism. Not everyone, and I'm not pointing fingers at everyone, but it's just something I noticed. Also, it's how a lot of people have a problem with their self-worth, and maybe it's not something that you see directly, but you can definitely see it in comparison to others. Maybe you're a person that always compares themselves and is unhappy with the things they have and always wants something that somebody else have, but that's a really bad way of thinking, mostly because of yourself, because you're damaging your character and you as a whole person, because you have to be grateful for what you have to actually start getting more. Also, people pleasing, like that you can never say no. Yes, you can say no, and that's actually the action of self-love, because saying no is not always being rude or lazy. It's about what you believe in and setting up your boundaries and being like, oh well, I don't have to do that because somebody asked me to. If I don't feel comfortable with doing that, is something that I don't feel it's right to do, and I don't have to do it. No. No is still an answer. No is a sentence, it's not a word. Perfectionism is something that can also show low self-esteem, because if you're unhappy with yourself, you can show it through perfectionism, because you make it seem that you are living this perfect life and that nothing is wrong with you. And maybe the best example I have about this is if you watch Desperate Housewives, and character Brie is a perfect example for what I'm talking now.
Brie Vandekamp, who lives next door, brought baskets of muffins she baked from scratch. Brie was known for her cooking, and for making her own clothes, and for doing her own gardening, and for reupholstering her own furniture. Yes, Brie's many talents were known throughout the neighborhood, and everyone on Wisteria Lane thought of Brie as the perfect wife and mother. Everyone, that is, except her own family.
If you haven't, that's totally okay. I think that you are getting a point of what I'm talking about. Now, how to actually start loving yourself. I mean, that's the whole point of this video, but I also wanted you to know the difference, why is it important and everything. Talk to yourself like you would talk to a best friend. As I said, that you cannot love other people if you don't love yourself. Some of you may think that, yeah, that's not possible because I love my friends, but I don't think I'm worth the same they are. But you cannot love them in a healthy way that way, okay? And talk to yourself positively. Like, if you are talking to yourself nicely, it doesn't mean that you are narcissistic and that you think you are better than everyone else. You can say to yourself some nice things, like you wouldn't call your best friend that they are ugly or they're stupid. Why would you say that to yourself? Why don't you say to yourself, you're really smart, you're really hardworking, you're beautiful? You can say that to yourself and still not be narcissistic. You're just pointing out the things that are true about you, okay? Also, set boundaries, even if it's awkward. As I said, if you're not comfortable with saying no, you should do it if you know it is a right thing to do. You should always follow your conscience and set the boundaries where they need to be set. And you know yourself the best. You know what you like, what you don't like, and by that, set the boundaries, okay? You set them for yourself. It's also like when you're picking a partner, you have these standards that you want them to fill, like you have them, okay? You have maybe high standards and you want that, and that. But sometimes you lower your standards for someone. But let these standards be actually your boundaries. Make them as that, okay? Don't settle for less. When it's you, we're talking about you and you as a whole person. Like, you have to actually do the most for yourself. Celebrate small wins, because if you are not a person who accomplishes a lot, okay, like if you don't think you are enough, maybe just waking up today is a small win. Maybe washing the dishes is a small win for today, okay? You don't usually do that, but you did that today. That's a small win. You did something, okay? For example, you studied really hard, you did good on an exam. It's also a win. For somebody, it's a smaller win. For somebody, it's a bigger win. Nobody has the same perspective on everything. And for someone, the small win will be to, I don't know, just go with the week, survive the week. For someone, it will just be make this lunch or have this chat with someone important, and it's still a win because you managed to do something. Even if the end is bad, you still managed to go through the situation and it passed. It's over. It's still a win. Accept flaws, don't obsess over them. When I say accept flaws, I don't mean that you accept yourself as the way you are, and if you know that you're lazy, you're never going to fix that. Just don't make it like I'm the laziest person ever, I'm never going to fix this, I'm just going to be like that forever, nobody will ever love me. It's not the mindset you take, and it's not the way you should speak to yourself or feel. If you are lazy, accept that. And when you accept that, you will actually have a will to change that. Because when you know something, when you are informed, you are more likely to be willing to change that rather than when you are in denial. When you're in denial, you don't think you're lazy, you will not change that you are lazy. Include God or faith angle if you are a believer, because it's definitely something that will help you grow as a person, a whole person. Because if you're not feeling good about yourself, you can always ask God, pray, and a lot of the times when I do that, I instantly feel better, because you just know that somebody else knows that you are worth of loving, worth of dying for, and that just at least makes me feel better, and that I am worth much more than I think. Loving yourself is not narcissistic. Self-love is when you're grounded, kind, and secure in yourself. And narcissistic people are the ones that are insecure, that needs validation from others, always have to put down others for them to feel big and important. You know, self-love is what makes you feel more compassionate to others, what makes you have the more empathy towards others. And when you feel that, you will know that it's not narcissism, it's self-love. Because narcissism will never make you feel that way about other people, and you will just be so self-centered that you won't see other people as equal to you, or don't even think about anyone being better than you. So that's maybe the biggest difference between self-love and narcissism, and how you can avoid being a narcissist if you're really trying to love yourself. Loving yourself is actually a journey that you are starting. It's a journey of healing and becoming someone that you wanted to become. You start small, as I given you examples. You start appreciating yourself. And step by step by step, you will be able to achieve what you want. You will be able to achieve that glow up that you are so dreaming of. You cannot do that if you don't love yourself. Be honest with yourself, okay? Promise me this. And I don't want to also, through this video, show that I am better than everyone else, because yeah, I managed to think good about myself. No, because it wasn't an easy trip for me either. I'm still on it. I'm still on this journey of setting these boundaries, of like celebrating everything I do, and also being there for other people. It's a thing that doesn't have an end. It's a constant journey. Keep that in mind. It's a constant journey. Loving yourself is not arrogant, it's brave. This wasn't really a long video, but I think you still got a point of what I wanted to say today and what message I wanted to share. Also, if you want to, you can comment down below what you want to see next, which topics you would like for me to talk about next. If you have a need or something that you would just like to know more about, or some way that you can feel better, be better, if you're comfortable, write down about how you're feeling about yourself, how you want to change that, and I will try my best with answering that. And thanks for watching. Love you guys.